Flight boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now, we're gonna get into today's planetary energy. Now, today is Monday, so you know, off the bat, the sun is in Pisces. So what this means is the sun is immutable water, which is being adaptable and changeable to its own or other people's ways of feelings and emotions. So right now, this is what the sun is actually going to. Anytime the sun is going through a sign, these are the actions that the earth, Gaya, Taura, is initiating for you to take. Now, the way you take it is dependent on your sun sign. So if you are square to, if your actions, aka your sun sign, is a square to whatever position the sun is in right now, then you have to learn something in that time. You know what I'm saying? If it's an opposition, then you have to give and receive and tug of war in that time. If it's a trine, then you may have a support, or you may have to play a support system to someone at that time. And if it's a sextile, you're going to witness a lot of opportunities, but they're going to be good or bad opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's going to play out as far as your actions. And today's actions, and it's going to be for the next 20-some days, you know what I'm saying, is in Pisces. So right now, your actions and Gaia is making you be more aware of your surroundings, making you be aware of other people's emotions and feelings, and it's making you be aware of your own. So right now, if you like a fire sign right now, it can kind of get to the feeling is in two different ways. You know what I'm saying? Fire like to feel and see, water like to feel and soak in it. So right there, this type of feelings, it might be too icky for water. I mean, too icky for fire. It might put this feeling fire out. When fire want to fill up beat, this fire may this energy of action may be predicated towards actually putting your fire out right now. You know what I'm saying? Making you feel another type of way, making you soak into your fire awareness, not so much into your expression of it and visualization of it. So if you're a sun sign, fire sign right now, a lot of your actions is going to be predicated towards working smarter, not harder, calming down, not being overly nervous, you know what I'm saying, being more reserved into your expressions, you know what I'm saying, being more concerned with how others may feel or how others may emotionally scrutinize whatever expressions you're trying to express, you know what I'm saying. So right now, as for fire sun signs, it's time for you to be a little bit feel in a more passive way. Now, for air signs, it's for you to actually not talk so much. Actually communicate more about your sense of awareness when it comes to your emotions and feelings, and not so much when it comes to ideas and trying to handle situations as they come. You know what I'm saying? So now it's a time to kind of not talk about everyone's business and kind of talk to someone to help them out personally. So instead of the common air sign may try to actualize someone's position right now, and then go try to communicate it, what you need to be doing is communicating with the person you're actually analyzing, and seeing if you could come to some type of communication style to kind of help them out, or you may be the person who need this. And as for earth signs right now, you're going to be the crutch for a lot of people, or you're going to be in search for a crutch, because it's like a floating rock with nothing to land on. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like instability, nervousness, nothing stable, nothing foundation, nothing to fall back on. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of earth signs are searching for that right now. And a lot of earth signs may not know that's what's actually going on because the sun being in water. And as for water signs in general, your actions is predicated towards the right framework. You just have to not overdo it. You know what I'm saying? And you'll stay in a balanced place. Now, as far as, like I said, as far as when it comes to today's moon, today's sun, it wants everybody to understand other people's emotions and feelings right now, and not just be so concerned and wrapped up about your own, you know what I'm saying, or wrapped up in your own thoughts, like when the sun was just in Aquarius. Now the moon is in Cancer, so with the moon being in Cancer, the emotional surroundings, the emotional awareness that Gaia wants you to have is in a way of home, foundation, care. Now right now you have to, if you have a moon sign, just if you have a lot of air planets, or you have a moon sign that may be in a earth sign, you may have a moon that's in earth, or you may have a lot of air planets. That predicate towards a lot of non-careness, a lot of about the emotional and feeling issues. So right now, everyone's emotions and feelings and Gaia wants you to be predicated towards initiating and creating new ways of how to feel. So your actions are supposed to be seeing and kind of understanding your surroundings and understanding how other people feel and their emotions, and then coming to a broad perspective of how you're supposed to feel and what kind of emotions you're supposed to put on it. And the moon wants you to initiate right now a new way over these thoughts, because the moon rules Cancer, and the moon is in Cancer right now. So Cancer is cardinal water, initiating and creating new ways of how to feel and how to actualize the emotions. So right here, when you put that into the moon, it wants everyone emotions to do that. It want everybody world to be in that world right now, where you're concerned about home, or at least have something to care about. If you don't have nothing to care about, what's the whole purpose? So you need something to care about right now. And if you have nothing to care about right now, it's going to make you feel like you're lost. It's going to make you feel like no one cares about you. It's going to make you feel like, and that's the energy it's going to predicate right now. So you need something to cling on to right now. And key word, cling. And Cancer doesn't necessarily mean you have to cling to people or cling to possessions or things, but have something that you can cling on. For an example, you can have a good clinginess. Like when someone puts you down or someone talk bad about you or something like that, you have an emotion, a feeling that you can go to that always uplift you again, that you can always go back to. That's a good clinginess, because you cling on to that emotion and feeling. Therefore, that negative emotion and feeling can't attach to you. You see what I'm saying? So don't just, when someone say clingy, don't just go off the bat thinking of human type shit. See, that's the problem humans got in the first place. They always tie shit to human. Y'all even tie y'all God to human natures. And y'all will argue amongst each other based upon the human natures that y'all giving God. This is ridiculous. But, you know, for the most part, you know what I'm saying, the moon, it needs you to have some type of, you have to care about something, and the moon is the emotions. So if you ain't emotionally tied to nothing, or you don't have no emotional connection to nothing, you're going to feel lost for these next, for this day, and maybe tomorrow, and maybe half of the next day, the day after tomorrow, because the moon is in Cancer. Now, the Mercury is in Pisces also. Now, Mercury hates to be here. So right now, it's not for you to try to actualize all your emotions and feelings right now. That's not even the purpose anyway. So if you're trying to do that, people gonna be looking at you like left brain too logical anyway. Right now, it's for you to try to, if you talking to someone about their feelings, and y'all, even if you're an air sign, you communicating with someone else about their feelings, even if their feelings don't make sense, the simple fact that you are conversating and compromising with someone is all the help in the world. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to actualize their situation. You don't have to go somewhere and be like, well, that doesn't make sense, you should do this. Right now, someone just may be in a situation where they need emotionally need someone to support them. So you know what I'm saying? That's the big aspect that's going on right now. So when Mercury is in Pisces, that's what it wants you to do. Fuck the logical aspect of the communication. Can you just communicate with me about my emotions and feelings in general? You know what I'm saying? Can we compromise with each other? Can we harmonize with each other? Can we do something together? Do it always have to be disgruntled or opposition like? You know, or do it always have to be you teaching me something? Or do it always have to be me teaching you something? Can we just be alongside as humans and soak with each other? Or if it's a good expression, get excited with each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Mercury calls for right now. Now, Mars and Venus is in Aries. Now, Mars loves to be here, Venus hates to be here. So Mars is your so let's do it in simple terms right now. Let's say Venus is your pleasures and Mars is your aggressions, how you get your pleasures. Right now, you in a love-hate right now. You love what you have, but you hate it at the same time. The things that you hate, you may love it at the same time. It's like, it's that kind of energy going on right now, because you have Mars, your intentions, your willpower, your aggression, you know what I'm saying? And how you intend to do things. So ultimately it's your motivations, Mars. Venus is your pleasures. Venus is what you love, what you appreciate, and how you value and how you relate to others. You know what I'm saying? So right now, by Venus being in Aries, Venus want to relate to others, but it can't do that because Aries is in cardinal fire, initiating and creating new ways of how to see and feel about things. So if you initiate and creating, so right now, the Earth wants you to initiate and create new ways of how to feel and see things when it comes to things that you pleasure, things that you how you relate to people, how you compromise, how you value, how you love. So right now, you may be in a relationship where you may love this person, but right now you need to show them that a new way of how to see things, a new way of how to feel about love. So you can't be too naive and too compromising, because you might be in a situation that's not in your best favor. So Venus being in Aries right now, this is what Earth is trying to teach you. Sometimes you have to put yourself in an uncompromising situation when it comes to love matters, in order to get your mate to know and set a fire underneath that motherfucker's ass to let that motherfucker know times need to be changing right now. We need to drift off into new territory when it comes to what you appreciate and what you pleasure and what you love and how you value others. What you appreciating right now may be detriment to you, and you may overindulge in your pleasures, and you need to initiate and create a new way of seeing that seeing that pleasure and seeing that it may be a downfall. You know what I'm saying? You need to create a new feeling around it. So that's what it's initiating right now. Now Venus being Mars being in Aries is going to give you the willpower to do that. So you may have a few fist fights, you may have a few arguments, you may have a few debates, but that's just to get you out of that rut by Venus being in Aries, and to get you out of that so you can spring forward and get to an optimistic point of view and have enough courage to do what you really want to do, and not have no bad habits holding you back, or bad people holding you back, bad relationships holding you back. You know what I'm saying? Just because you over compromise it, where Venus is at right now. So it's going to give you a few contradictions or a few road blockages, but that roadblock is learning processes. That's what Venus and Mars and Aries is doing right now for everybody. You feel me? You feel me? And last but not least, you know what I'm saying, I want to kick in Mars. I got to do a few runs real quick, and I'm going to come back here and do a part 2 so I can jump into Saturn and Jupiter for a more broad perspective of things. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying, there's no really sextiles or squares going on except for the moon and Venus, and Mars. They're squaring because the moon is in Cancer. So right now, your emotions and the world that you live in right now has a lot to learn from your pleasures, a lot to learn from the people that's around you, how you value and appreciate and relate to others and compromise. And it has a lot to learn from your goals, your intentions, your passions, your motivations, you know what I'm saying, your moon. So a lot of times it's a square. So a lot of times you may feel uncomfortable in a lot of these situations, and you may feel uncomfortable when you're not doing your motivations, or you're not in your pleasures. And a lot of times and then when you do get comfortable in your pleasures, you may overindulge. So it's an extreme learning process right now between the moon and Mars and Venus. You know what I'm saying? So just know that. But to know the learning process is for you to be emotionally secure within yourself and your home life and your family, and therefore the pleasures and the pleasures and the motivations is going through changing processes right now. And that's just what's going to make you uncomfortable, because it's square with the moon. But after the moon move, you know, things gonna get a little better and easy. And you know what I'm saying? By Mars being in Aries, you know, Mars loves to be here, so it gets to jump out without having to think about nobody else when it comes to initiating and creating new ways of how to feel and see about things. So right now, everyone is being a leader at fault. Just hope you're not being don't be a bad leader. Even if you're a follower, don't be a bad follower, because you're leading in a certain degree also. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you keep your motivations intact. Don't overindulge. You're going to feel uncomfortable from time to time, but get something to cling on to so you can feel comfortable. And make sure that your actions is predicated on understanding your own, but other people's ways of feeling and the emotions that they put it in also. And you should be alright for the motherfucking next 4 days. Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. Goddamn air.